We, as Josh said, we were asked to come, and we were honored to come because we are literally here, and they are literally here, 3 of them at least, because of the Torah Mitzion. And if you had been in Potomac with us in 1997, 1998, when the Torah Mitzion came, you would have found at the time a young couple, no longer so young, that had become really newly religious. And we were just getting to understand what it meant to be religious. We had lived in Israel for a year. After college, we'd come back to the States and been there for a while. And the Torah Mitzion showed up. And they did not yell about Israel, and they did not scream about Zionism, and they did not ask us why we weren't making Aliyah. They just were incredible people. And they shone a light on us that we had never seen. They laughed with more laughter than we had, and they cried with more tears. And when there were paguas here, we felt it through them. They said, Rafi Abo said, come learn with me. And we went to the Beit Midrash every Wednesday night. We didn't really know what learning was. And we discovered through our learning that Josh had never had a Pidyon Ben. And the Torah Mitzion Kolel put him on his shoulders, and we did a Pidyon. And a year later, we did one for our first son. And the Bechorim came to our home one Shabbat, and we said, we don't know what to name this baby that we're going to have soon. And they laughed with us, well, this name means this in Israel, and oh, you don't want to name him that, because that's the guy from the Shuk, and this is this, and that is that. And we named our second son from their suggestions.
What's his name?
His name's Yehuda. One of the Bechorim's name was Yehuda. Was he the dentist?
No.
Oh. And we were in Beitar recently and realized that the dentist was one of the Bechorim who had been in our home. When I started thinking about covering my hair, and I knew very little, one of the Rebbesons in the community told me what she thought in 20 minutes and thought we were done. And I said, what? And I turned to one of the Torah Mitzion moms, and she said, come to my home every week. Come sit with me. Let's talk. Let's learn. And through that, I found my own path. And when these families would not have seen the spark that they were making in us at the time, and that's really what I want you to understand from us today. We were not making Aliyah. There was no way that I was moving here. I loved Israel, but I was happy where I was, with my 2 kids and my job and things as they were. And the Torah Mitzion Kolel families would not have seen that they were moving the world for us. They wouldn't have seen it at all. They came back to Israel, and during the Second Intifada, we started to feel their pain. They were here, and we could identify with them. And we felt Israel in a way that we hadn't felt it before. And when Josh got the bug to want to move, and I did not, he said to me, Romy, who do you want your children to be? Who do you want to be? Who are the people you most admire in the world? And the names I came up with were all the Torah Mitzion families. And he said, well, then what are we doing here? And I couldn't really argue with it. And they, 4 years after they had come back, and they probably thought to themselves, we didn't really do so much, we moved. And because we moved, people in Potomac said, wait a minute, Romy, she never even wanted to make Aliyah. I've been talking about it forever. Why am I still here? And the next family came in 2005. And the next family came in 2006. And I think 2 families came that year because of us and because of the Torah Mitzion and because of the seeds that they had planted in all of us. And many families since then have either gotten closer to Israel and are still in Potomac or have actually picked up and moved. And the families at the time would not have seen those seeds. And you might have times when you think, what am I doing in this crazy country? Why am I here? These people are not that interested. But you may not realize what you're actually doing, and that even years later, that seed might actually blossom into this.